Hello, music fans. This is my top 10 instrumental albums of 2023. I usually prefer albums with vocals, but I heard a lot of great albums that were instrumental and wanted to give them some love as well. Let's start with my number 10, which is Pliny and the Mirage EP. This is an EP rather than a full length. It's instrumental progressive rock, very solid, has some metal influences in there as well, and lots of great guitar shredding. Number 9 is Isobar and Isobar 3. This is another instrumental progressive rock one, the third album by this American band for fans of King Crimson, Gentle Giant, and Yes, as it sounds like an instrumental version of those bands. That's Isobar with their album Isobar 3. Number 8 is Explosions in the Sky with their album End. This is instrumental post-rock, the 8th album by this American band. It's a lot more peaceful, calming, pleasant, and uplifting than most others on my list here. I've always liked what I've heard from this band, but I've never quite been blown away. But this is still a really nice listen. Check out Explosions in the Sky and number 7 is Plank with Future of the Sea. This is instrumental progressive rock with psychedelic rock, space rock, krautrock, and math rock influences sprinkled in. It's the third album by this band from the UK. I would love if they got a great vocalist. Of course, I would love that even more, but this is still a great instrumental album that stands on its own. Number 6 is Hubris with The One Above. This is instrumental ambient post-rock with electronic, post-hardcore, and metal influences. It's the fourth album by this band from Switzerland. It starts with an epic 13-minute track called The One Above, which is likely my favorite track on the album. Number 5 is Hackberry with Breathing Space. This is instrumental progressive rock with metal influences. The second album by this band from the Netherlands. It starts with an almost 16-minute prog epic called Lunaris. It's kind of like, this album's like an instrumental version of Opeth and Porcupine Tree and Riverside. Check out Hackberry, Breathing Space. Number 4, Eyeless Owl, Murmurations. This is instrumental progressive rock, the second album by this American musical project run by Quinn Conigliaro. Really great. I'd love it more if he brought in a great vocalist, of course, but check out the song Osprey Outcry for a preview of this. That's Eyeless Owl and their album Murmurations. Number 3, Carthagin with Dragon Island. This is instrumental progressive rock with symphonic and art rock influences. The 17th album by this Ukrainian band that features the great keyboard player Antony Kalugin. For fans of Yes, check out the song To the Fairyland Afar for a preview of this. Carthagin, Dragon Island. Number 2 is Nuclear Power Trio with Wet Ass Plutonium. This is instrumental progressive metal with jazz fusion, funk, and Latin influences. The second album by this American band who wears masks of Donald Trump, Vladimir Putin, and Kim Jong-un, and they all play instrumental music with a lot of virtuosic shredding from all members. If you're a fan of Arch Echo, Intervals, Polyphia, and want to hear something like that, but with a few moments of Latin flair sprinkled in, check this out. The bass work, in particular on Snark Side of the Un, Vamos Brandito, and Anti-Saxer's Mandatory Saxonation is amazing. My favorite track is Snark Side of the Un. And number 1 is Arch Echo with Final Pitch. This is instrumental progressive metal with jazz fusion influences. The third album by this American band. I saw them live opening for Haken. Amazing virtuosic playing, particularly on the keyboards and guitar. My favorite track is Illuminosity, which features guest keyboard solo from Jordan Rudess of Dream Theater. This album does have one track with vocals, but I still count it as an instrumental album. I put it on the list because every other song on the album is instrumental. But the music on here has both metal and jazz influences. If you're a fan of Intervals, Polyphia, and Dream Theater, I think you'll like this. And that's it for my top 10 instrumental albums of 2023. Let me know in the comments down below, what are your 10 favorite instrumental albums? And what do you think of the ones on my list? Are there any new ones here that you hadn't heard before that you want to check out? Let me know, and stay tuned for next time. Peace out.